The button has been pressed. I think we're live.
Yay! Hello.
Notification to come through. Yes, we are live. Hello. Oh, just make sure I keep this low. Hello. Welcome to Semi-Literate episode 3. It's the third one already.
Yes, it is.
Quite believe it's been 3 weeks since our well thought out plan came to fruition.
Definitely thought that one through.
Well, yes, hello. Welcome to episode 3. As you can tell, today we are chatting about all things YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing we have in common.
That's not true.
It's not true at all. That was just a really bad joke. Oh, is the chat slightly delayed? I've just had a load of hellos through. Are we delayed? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think that's all right. I don't know. I don't have the YouTube page open, actually. Just this one.
Yeah. Take a shot every time I say the chat jumped, because that's bound to happen, as it has before. Yeah. But yeah, how do you want to start this? YouTube's a very broad.
It really is.
Subject.
So first of all, I feel like we need to clarify. In no way do we think that we are like qualified to give advice that you should follow.
Yeah.
The way that we picked the topic, it was very intellectual and scientific. So the list that we have of the topics, majority of them are basically suggested by you on Instagram. Then I put it in a spreadsheet. And then me and Jay were like, what should we do? So we took a random generator. And then we selected the number through a random generator and then checked which topic that is. So that's the level of preparation you guys can expect in the future.
It really is just how we do anything. It's like minimal preparation. Let's go.
It's supposed to be chill. It's Friday, you know, everyone's tired. We're just hanging out, but we can also talk about the topic, which is obviously YouTube. And yeah, again, I think obviously we've been doing this both for I've been doing it for 4 years. You're probably similar now.
Yeah, I started not long after you.
Yeah. So I suppose we have some experience to talk through, but doesn't mean that we know the answers. But it's fun to talk about, so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. We definitely are not professionals. Neither of us are trained in film production. Or
no. I did actually take film studies, though. That one.
Yeah, I did media studies at school and sixth form, but
I did it at uni for 1 whole year as a side subject, because we were allowed to pick one. Actually,
so yeah, we have minimal education.
Yeah, but no, it's like I don't think that's kind of like about that, but it's just take it with a grain of salt. Basically, everyone's different, and I think we have very similar outlook on YouTube as well, which does not match with a lot of the YouTubers.
That's very true. Yeah,
everyone. Vaguely.
Pardon?
Is it to put it vaguely?
Yeah.
We don't give a lot of.
Everyone's experience will be different.
Yeah.
With it, I mean, although our outlook is very similar, our experience is very different.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do definitely have a very similar
view on what our YouTube platform is.
Important. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
So do you want to kick off with questions, or do you want to kick off with like how we started?
I'm kind of blah blah blah.
Yes.
You know how on Wednesday I said I had 3 brain cells?
Yeah.
You know how yesterday I had that massive migraine? I think that was the 3rd one dying. It's like a in my head, it was just like,
brain cells remain.
new brain cells remain. Enjoy. I was contemplating a cider. That's what I was about to say. Probably should have prepared. But do you have anything? If not, then I'm not.
I have a Dr. Peeps.
That's fine. I have one then. All right.
I also have another Dr. Peeps for when this one runs out. Because I am an addict.
I do have a bit of Coke somewhere. Oh, I do actually. You're in luck. Wow. Very articulate listen here. Yes. I'm sure cider wouldn't help either, so maybe.
Lyra said we could start with how we started, but there was a couple of questions beforehand, which I quite liked. Just as a quick question, Chaotic Reader, favorite YouTubers outside of BookTube? Do you have one?
Yeah. Jenna and Julian. I am big member of the Ding fam. Always and forever.
Kind of in a similar stride, Simply Now Logical.
I do like
just
her too.
The wacky humor.
Yeah, like not taking life too seriously. That's the type of content I like to relax to.
And I think that again reflects sort of our personalities and how we take life.
Or
like,
YouTube,
and how we approach YouTube as a thing.
So.
But would you like to tell your story of how and why you started a YouTube channel? Because you started first, so you have to go first.
Yeah, but so I'm not gonna go through the whole story about how we met, but we met on a blog.
We've done that. That was episode 1.
Yeah. If you want to see the whole full story, which by the way, I got foot cream in the mail today, so.
Oh my god!
It was in the box, and then I was opening it because I'm doing a little weekend vlog, and I was like, I don't even want to take the next item out because I didn't know it was obviously gonna be there, and I was like, oh, you bloody kidding me? Anyway, on cue, Chris is in the comments. Anyway,
what cream?
Basically,
check episode 1 for that reference.
Yeah. It's very long though, so just brace yourself. And I think we both kind of saw people on the blogs, like the book blogs is what we first saw, right? And then I remember definitely seeing
my exposure was more through
unboxing a book box.
My exposure was more through Instagram and seeing Bookstagram side of things rather than book bloggers.
I definitely stumbled upon an unboxing first on a book blog, and then you told me about Instagram. Saw the Instagram, and then I found the YouTube side of things, and I've always wanted to do YouTube stuff, and I think I had one shitty video of boyfriend does my makeup, because of course, but who am I kidding? Even then I knew that I can't do the makeup stuff. I can. So I've had that wish to do YouTube for years prior, but I just never found something that I would be like, oh, this is the topic, this is the community that I could see myself in, until I saw the booktube thing. And literally I didn't have a lot of people, watch the booktube for a while and then start. I did not have that gap at all. I think I started the next week because I just was so prepared. I had the camera. I had the camera because I was taking photos when I was a teen, and then I had the same camera. It was a very old camera, but I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I just ordered a shelf. I had my first Billy shelf, and it was empty. If you remember in the first video, I was like, this is my project. I'm gonna fill this in. And
I do remember, and you had the plant on it, and your little it was a little Z, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think so. And I think 2 books or something. I did have a little shelf with psychology and stuff, but it wasn't in that. It wasn't in the fiction shelf. And we had a Game of Thrones set and Name of the Wind. A lot of the stuff, most of my books from when I was a reader were in other countries. So I was like, I'm gonna get back to reading because it was literally the year after. Well, not even the year. I think it was the same year. No, it was maybe just. a little bit after I finished my degree, basically. So then I was like, now what? Kind of thing. I needed a project. If you know me, I needed a project. So I think that's how I started. I think the first person that I saw on booktube was Haley in Bookland back then, under a different name. I can't remember. Or was that a different name? I don't know.
No, she was Hale's Hearts NYC or something back then.
Basically, Haley was the first person I stumbled across, but like old videos, not even then older videos.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't know how I knew about the booktube newbie tag, but that was the first video I filmed.
Yeah. And my story is very, very similar to yours, because obviously I introduced you to Bookstagram, then you started your YouTube channel because we were pally and chatting about it the whole time anyway. You started yours and was like, you should do it too. And I was like, okay.
We're just constantly like influencing each other to do it.
We just stick together. We're a good pair. So yeah, that's how and why I started mine. Similarly, I already had like camera, tripod, like I never had to film on my phone, which I know a lot of people start out with, like their phone lent on a stack of books.
My phone was so old. Like, at that point, they were like already like fairly okay phones. It was like 2016, but mine was like a potato. It was not great.
I'm always like, my phone's always behind the times. Like I've now got an 8, and like this is new for me. I had a 5.
I upgraded from like the 6th one like last year. That was the first one in ages.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did. I upgraded to this from the 5 in January.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, already had
new phone. Did you hear Zeus going crazy?
Yeah.
Zoom.
But yeah, that's how we started, really. We followed each other and discovered a new world.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, I remember we definitely had a little group, literally from people who uploaded their booktube newbie tag at the same time. There was, for me, it was Cam from Wolf Shop Publishing, and we were like sticking together for a long time. And Clara, who I think started before but restarted later, I think it was something like that. And I think those people were like from the tag. So I literally like formed, obviously you, but you were already there for me before.
I existed pre-YouTube.
And I wonder if that's how we met Becca. Or no, I can't remember, but I kind of think it's from the, like, I think the booktube newbie tag is such a binder.
It is. That is kind of how you meet people around, because you then meet people who are at the same point as you. You're about to embark on this journey together, and you kind of bond over it.
And it gives you people to tag in other tags. Tags were very big when I started.
Yeah. So
everyone would meet like people to tag, and you would just tag like, oh, I saw this person also started, I'm gonna tag them. And it wasn't on Twitter, or at least not for me, so it was just like, I don't even know how we let them know, because we just watched each other's stuff, so I suppose that's how you knew. Because I didn't have, I do have Twitter now, but I check it once a month maybe. Cody
and
just
also like mentions in the descriptions whenever a thing.
Yeah, it was just like, you were literally.
However did we cope?
I mean, I still do that. I don't do tags anymore much, but like, yeah, that's how. Yeah, and I think that's maybe how we met Bex as well.
I think so. Yeah, Bex definitely started around the same time as us. Same as Jess.
Yeah. I was just thinking about Jess as well. Like, I think so. That's what I'm basically saying, and then like. How was that? Like, I know that that's not for everyone as well, but I think we were just kind of like very much in the comments, and like I was thirsty for friends as well, because I was just like out of uni. All of my friends were back in the countries they came from, because all of my friends at uni, like most of my friends from uni, unless they were friends of Logan's, were international. Like almost 100%, they were all international, because I was in an international. So we kind of like, it just kind of happens. You just kind of stick together. But the problem with that is that then everyone just scatters back, or like into different directions. I didn't stay in the same city that I studied as well. So then you just like, you have all these friendships built through 4 years, and then like it's all just kind of gone. Well, it's not gone, but it's not, you know.
It's not at your doorstep anymore.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was just like, I need people. And like I started like some jobs, and with the people at my jobs were almost always older. Let's just say.
I'm just gonna flick up some comments. Let's see this one. Jade Flynn, I wanted to start a channel for years, but have a mild stutter and don't want to be judged for it. I can edit, but editing every stutter would take ages. Do you think it would annoy people?
No.
No.
There's gonna be assholes. There's always assholes on the internet. And you might want to like, just, like put like a little tiny disclaimer somewhere, or like make a stutter a brand. Like
make it a brand.
Make it a brand. Like just be like somewhere in the name, or somewhere in the intro screen. There's actually, I think booktube is a perfect place, because people welcome people with like different qualities. And I, again, at the beginning, I used to watch this girl with a vision impairment, and I don't remember what the vision impairment was, but that didn't stop her whatsoever. And like, she was super lovely. I think she stopped doing them. I think maybe she popped up like recently, because I saw it somewhere, but it was for years that she just disappeared, because she's a mother of like, I don't know, 3 children or something. So she's very busy. But all I'm saying is that there's literally spaces for everyone. Like, I think this is the best community for that. Because if anyone does say something nasty, there's going to be like 20 people defending you in the comments.
Absolutely. You are right. It's the perfect place to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's people like, and there were a couple of videos of mine that went a bit like crazy, which I'll speak about a bit later, because someone asked that on Instagram. And there were people coming for me for my accent. And I don't have a stutter, but I have an accent, which is very clear that it's not English or American. But it's just because these people are just being assholes.
You cannot avoid the assholes on the internet.
Yeah, it's the internet. You have to come in knowing that something like that might happen.
If you're putting yourself out there online,
yeah, the smaller you are, the better the chances that people are just going to be nice to you. So I wouldn't worry about that, at least at the beginning, for sure, if you just want to try it out.
The way Chris was introduced to YouTube.
Oh.
Sorgy, Fairy Loot. Holy shit, these people are as weird as I am. See, find your family.
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody's like story is different. I feel like I was very lucky because I already came in with you.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't manage to like keep the friendship with everyone that I was friendly at the beginning. But it's just because it's natural. People drift apart. You meet new people.
I mean, that happens with your friends, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't
know in person, like it happens everywhere.
Yeah. I would say though, like come in with reasonable expectations. Don't think that everything's gonna like happen overnight. Like we're talking 4 years here. And I still have a very limited like friend group. Like it's not like I'm just like, oh, I joined YouTube and literally have like 100 friends. I literally have like 3 phone numbers. That's about it. Like that's it.
But I think the friends that you do make, like, they do, when they're good, solid friendships like that.
Exactly.
It works. Yeah.
Hey, but do you want to come over?
Anna has wanted to start a channel for a while, but scared that her computer won't allow her to edit properly. I have
fear.
VAI. I don't know what that program is.
That's the biggest. I don't know actually. Maybe not.
I don't know what that is. The tech can be annoying. Like, I recently had to buy a new laptop because my old one was old and bust. So it can be.
Yeah, the one thing is that video editing is not going to be, no matter what program, video editing is just going to be heavy on a computer.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
plus is that every laptop comes with a video editing software. And if you're really struggling, you might want to stick with like shorter videos and a lower quality, which I know might suck, but it's still possible then.
I mean, I was talking to you about this the other day, wasn't I, with my new laptop? Like, the storage on it struggles with video editing. Like, I have to edit a video, export a video, upload a video, delete it and every associated file in order for me to actually start working on another video, because the storage thing is so little, because I had to buy a new laptop with no notice whatsoever. So literally I had to get what I could afford.
Yeah.
Which is a bit pants.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Still need to try that like external drive thing though.
I do. Although what you said about deleting everything and going back into that file to like wipe it has helped.
Yeah, it's just a pain. I work with massive files constantly, like for work, for like readathons, for this, so I have a lot of memory on my computer, and I think I would die, because when I'm a very patient person in person, but with technology, oh my god.
Yes, I am already debating saving up for a new laptop and selling this one.
I don't blame you. Like, if you're saving up on a like Apple computers, which are obviously not cheap to begin with, I would 100% say upgrade the memory, because the files are big.
Yeah,
files are big.
If I had more time, I would have got one with more storage.
Yeah,
I didn't have the time to save money because my laptop literally went kaput.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is what it is.
It's a bit frustrating, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I can't imagine. I would go nuts.
Rebecca wanted to start a channel, but is terrified and also a huge perfectionist. Edit and film but didn't like how it turned out and deleted it. I think we all fall victim to this at some point. I definitely have filmed videos, imported them, looked at them on my laptop screen, and just gone, nope.
So, but do you see the cat? You can barely see the cat.
I can see a cat.
I can see the cat, so when I pet this, it doesn't look like I'm just stroking myself.
Stroking yourself, yes.
You can see the feet.
I can see a cat foot.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question? Oh, yeah, scared and
talking about being scared and perfectionist and so on.
That's a hard one. So this is something that should go away with time. Not the perfectionist part, but the scared part. The perfectionist part, if anything, probably will grow even like more every time. I think maybe this is why we don't really watch our old videos anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, after like 10, 20 videos in, your first video will look like a monstrosity.
Even like a couple of months, like, well, maybe not a couple, like 4 months or something, when you go back and like, oof. It's just
comfort, isn't it? Like, you get more comfortable talking to a camera, and then you go back and realize how uncomfortable you look, sound, like everything.
Which is different, because like obviously like you change a lot through years. If you're on YouTube for years, like looking back for me, like for like on the first video, like I was obviously nervous. My voice was way high pitched. I was really trying as well. Like I think I was really trying to just like, I was very insecure about my accent, and I was just really not wanting people to pick at me for that. And I was also just like lost in the world, because I obviously just graduated, and I was just like not following through what I wanted to do, and it was just like a whole thing happening. And I think for other people watching it, they obviously couldn't tell, but me watching it back, I don't like to relive that. You know? but you do get comfier for sure.
Oh yeah, like I have privated my first ever video because Jake likes to bully me with it by just pulling it up sometimes.
Was it always in front of your red wall?
No, my first one was kind of in front of the top of my bookshelf and it had the TV on the wall in the background. But apparently, when I'm nervous, I get even more British.
Oh, that's hilarious. I can imagine that.
Because watching that back, like the Britishness, the accent, like how enunciated I am with everything that I am saying. Like,
oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Because it was uncomfortable though. And now looking back on it, like I can see that discomfort. Like I'm pretty British naturally, but that was too much.
Yeah. Basically what we're saying is that no matter what you do, you're gonna cringe at it later.
Yeah.
So do it.
Just do it anyway.
You just have to you have to go through it. It is part of it. It would be unfair if you didn't.
It's part of the initiation into the community.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Oh, Ashley's just commented on the stutter thing. She has a lisp and half the time can't edit it out. You'll be welcomed no matter what. See? Ooh. Any tips for making booktube friends? I think we kind of covered this with the newbie thing to start with.
Yeah, find people that you can have like an instant topic with. So if you start at the same time, or watch a review on your like favorite book and someone who also loves it, and you can just message them and be like, oh, hey, didn't you love that bit in that book? I think it's all about messaging people and or commenting. Yeah. But also, if it doesn't happen, don't push it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't think you can just expect to message someone and be like, hi.
And friends.
Because you need, but that's the same in real life. You need to have something to build upon.
Yeah.
So now we can see the cat.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Luke.
You're making me so warm. It's so warm here. Wish I could turn it even lower, but I can't.
No.
It's like desktop.
Oh, Chloe has met her best friend and boyfriend through booktube. That's incredible.
A rare boy was spotted.
A rare male was found.
A rare male.
Agreeing with Jay, most bookish people are super nice and will defend you against nasty people. Yep.
Exactly. I will also say, like, I don't think it's you might, especially maybe in nowadays climate and stuff, like I see there might be people who would like to like get into the community and they think that they will be noticed if they make a lot of like waves and noise on Twitter, especially. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
It like friendships take time as well. Like, you know, the way that you find friends is going to be the type of friends that you find as well.
That's a very good way of looking at it. Yeah.
So
if you make noise, you get friends, you're going to get noisy friends.
Yeah, if you want like chill, nice friendships, then like just spark a couple conversations. Maybe on Instagram is a really good place because a lot of the times like the pictures will have question of the day or something like that. And then you can just see like whose conversation kind of sparks back. So you guys can have like a good dynamic.
We have a question here from Zara. How do you balance your life, work, etc. with keeping your channel content updated and of good quality? Jade, do you want to take this one?
I don't know about the good quality. A lot of our vlogs are like, so we didn't read anything.
That is my brand. My brand is vlogs where I just say
how many books have you read this year?
This year I'm on like 40 or something, but since April I've read 33 books.
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. I think I'm on like maybe 15, maybe.
Yeah, it's because I've been off work. That's all it is. If I was still at work, I would still be, haven't read anything.
Yeah. You're getting off brand. Tell your work. You're like, I can't be
Shall I dye my hair blonde?
Huh?
Shall I dye my hair blonde, read loads, and just turn into a different person?
Are you talking about Cody?
Terrible. Move on. How do you balance your life? I think the short answer is you don't.
I mean, I plan a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I plan a lot. And I do have a lot of strategies, but I have also been diagnosed as a workaholic. Diagnosed.
So perhaps taking your advice on this is not the best plan.
Yeah, but once I work through it, have a curfew. There you go. Have a curfew is my best advice. Because it's a lot. It's basically a second full-time job, depending on how much you upload. But I saw there was going to be a question from Instagram, so we might just include this here. How long does it take for you to edit like a 15-minute video? Oh my God, it depends so much on what the video is. Mm-hmm. Basically, whenever you see something on the screen and it looks like, just a second and it was just something on a screen, that takes so long to do. Just like an image, because you have to like find the image, download the image, like crop the image, insert the image, and then in the meantime, the laptop will probably freeze a couple of times. It's gonna get like super slow because editing software is just heavy on the computer. And if the video, for example, has like loads of timelines because of all of those add-ons, like the more there is, the slower it gets further on. So sometimes it can take so long. But then like also I kind of laughed when I saw that question because it was like, oh, a 15-minute video, what is that? Have you seen how long my videos are?
Yeah.
So it really depends, but it is very time consuming basically. Some people like to block time to like know when they're focusing on what, but usually that works for days. But if you have a full-time job, then obviously that's not been really working for me. But curfew I would highly recommend. So basically it's just the time that you stop any work, because it's very like, obviously YouTube is a hobby, but you have to remember that it's still work, as it's still brain power and it's still effort. So when I say work, that's the sense I mean like mentally, and like your eye strain and stuff like that. Because it's very easy to fall into a trap of like, this is a hobby and it's fun, so I'm gonna just do it until 2 a.m. Next thing you know, for months on end, you're sleep deprived and you don't really understand why you're tired all the time, or I
feel like there are definitely people that are going to relate to that. Before you know it, you're doing it all night.
Yeah, because it's fun. And I get it.
It's fun.
No, but it is fun. It's not even just fun. It is fun. And it's engaging. And it's like, I really like some parts of it. Like, obviously, I wouldn't do it otherwise. Yeah. There's always things that you like, it's not your, like, it's such a process from like filming. My least favorite parts ever is makeup before filming. Hate it. I hate it. I wish I could just do this and that would be done, It
is the setting up, I think, for filming that is one of my least favorite things to do. Like getting the lights out, getting the tripod out,
sorting the
straightening my hair.
Yeah, I know, and that's gonna be completely personal because a lot of people enjoy that a lot, and like that's one of their favorite things, and it's like relaxing. It used to be for me. I used to love doing makeup. Now I just hate it. I would just want to get over it. I just want to get to the video. But like, and obviously you and me both, we film loads without makeup, so it's not like you have to, obviously, but it's nice to sometimes feel a bit more presentable, especially if you're having like rough time otherwise, and you sometimes just want to like, not feel shit or anything, because when you see yourself through the camera, it is a bit disorienting sometimes.
Yeah, but I think what you said there about if you're having a rough time putting the makeup on to do it, like that is something I relate to a lot right now. Like the reason I've been doing, like I have glittery pink eyeshadow on today. Like I never do this to myself. Look at this. Like, isn't it beautiful?
Oh, you're like that unicorn. What's his name? What is it, like that unicorn from Animal Crossing? I forgot his name.
Julian. But like, I've been doing so much more with my makeup since not being at work, just to like make myself feel more alive. So I mean, sometimes it's positive.
Yeah.
I think back to the question, your strategy and my strategy on this will be quite different just because of the way we work. Like, you are a diagnosed workaholic, you go OTT and everything.
It's just like, I was about to say it's just a joke. It's actually not a joke, but like, it's funny. We can laugh. It's fine.
Yeah. I take it a bit more chill, I think. Like, I don't have a schedule so much other than my vlog being on a Monday, but that's easy. That's not hard work.
I mean, it's still effort.
Yeah, Mondays after work, like when I was at work, Mondays after work were always intense to get it edited and uploaded. But other than that, like, I am quite chilled with it. Like, I just edit like half a video here and there. And now not being at work, like, all I do. I've almost forgotten how I used to manage it because it's been so long. But I definitely think I approached it a bit more.
Yeah, you're way more chill. I like to like.
I'm too laid back. I'm almost laid back to a fault. Like, I don't care enough about a lot of things, I think.
I just drown myself in projects which is like entirely self-inflicted, but I love them all, and it's like very hard for me to like not do that. So it's not even just that YouTube is like very time consuming, which it is, but it's the lack of time I can dedicate it because of everything else as well. So planning does help, but overall I'm just overwhelmed. So once I figure it out, I'll answer your question, but at the moment, just have a curfew.
Right, the chat's jumped again. Do you want to do some questions from Instagram?
Yeah, could do. Let me open it.
I'm going to try and find where we were in the chat whilst you do that.
How do you deal with extremely negative comments? You snap back. A lot of the time. You don't hold back. You just go like, oh, fuck you, sir.
Does this come back to what I've just said about how I don't care enough? Like,
I don't know. I think like it's a knee-jerk reaction. Maybe you don't
know
care.
if it is. Like, if someone's got something negative to say to me, like, okay, I will snap back. I will give that attitude because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I suppose.
But then I've never had, or at least not that I can remember, someone really offend me. Like, sure, I get stupid comments and stuff, and I will snap back. Like, someone commented on one of my videos about how I apologize for the foul language. The book I was reading was clearly fucking stupid. You look like you need a good wank.
See,
like, that's not offensive to me, but like, excuse me, sir, what the fuck?
See, I kind of love those comments because they're the best negative ones because they make me laugh. So overall, they're just doing me a favor. So I don't mind those. It's the passive-aggressive ones that I really don't like, or the entitled ones that I really don't like. The passive-aggressive ones, especially.
There was one that kind of got me not that long ago about Ashley's in the chat. She'll remember. She hopped to my defense on it. Someone commented on one of my middle grade videos saying, like, why do you read middle grade? You clearly don't even actually like them. Why do you read them? Because it was my Readathon. It was Readathon round 1 video. And I read a couple of middle grades that I gave 3 stars.
Okay.
To which you clearly don't like the genre. You should stop. You're not doing the genre any favors. Why do you do this? You're not beneficial to this genre. Like,
yes, because you read to be beneficial. Also, they can say that about books in general for me then, because I have not been giving high stars to any book.
that's what I thought about it though. Like, I haven't given a lot of books of a lot of genres 5 stars. Does that mean I secretly just don't like reading?
It's dumb. Very dumb. Very, very dumb.
It's the dumb ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't experienced anyone like deeply offending me. So I don't know how I would deal with that.
Yeah.
Have you?
I know I cried once, but I can't remember what the comment was because there were some periods that I would get a lot. But then I don't actually get that many, but some, I do get some. And some were just like really passive aggressive or very personal and like pushing where it hurts kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are just like dumb, but some of them are like dumb but about your appearance, which is also not very nice, especially if you're thinking those bad things about yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I deal with them, I mean, have a friend that you can rant to. Do not
go
online to rant to it, because that to me just gives more power to them. But I mean, if that helps you, then go ahead. But it's just my personal preference. It depends on the situation as well.
Yeah, I think if something's deeply offensive, then not snapping back is a good idea. If something's like funny,
if it's dumb, then it's funny to reply.
If it's dumb,
fun, you know, like just do it.
Which is what I do with a lot of dumb.
Yeah.
I give them the power they want by being like, "You're fucking stupid."
Yeah.
Just because it entertains me, and like, you have to get some pleasure out of it. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one? Do you want to do one from Twitter? I'm sure we got
I can do another one. What's your favorite type of video to film?
My favorite one to film, although it's a pain in the ass, is TBR Pursuit.
I can imagine, yeah.
Because it's fun. It's a pain in the ass, but it's fun.
Yeah. I think more on the vlogs. Oh, to film, actually, wait. No, maybe the vlogs. The vlogs are just my favorite, I think, in general. To watch, to film. Maybe not to edit because they're the longest, but like I don't actually mind because it's like laid back and more personal. Is that the type of the content that I prefer? But yeah.
I do love vlogs. Other people's vlogs. Vlogs are the content that I will like consistently watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I admit, even with my friends, I'm sorry guys, like those midweek videos that you put up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can't be asked.
I don't think anyone expects like their friends to watch all their videos because that's crazy. Yeah.
But like vlogs, if I'm pals with you, I watch all of your vlogs. Like, because I love them. Might not comment on them all because I watch them in the bath and then I drop my phone in the bath and then I freak out and that's a whole thing.
Yeah. True.
But no, vlogs are fun.
Not a question, but I hope you're both good.
I'm doing relatively okay.
Is there any one thing that would make you give up YouTube? Ooh.
Yes, there's more than one thing that would make me give up YouTube, and I think this comes back to our approach, or my approach specifically here. I don't know if it'd be different for you. YouTube for me, always from the beginning, is a hobby, is fun. I never approached YouTube with the ambition to make it a job or a career or anything like that, which is why I'm so careless. Doesn't sound like the right word, but
unapologetic.
Yeah, maybe. I'm so chilled with it because all it is that the fact that it's become what it's become, cool, nice, benefit. But my job is my job. And if my job got to a point where I couldn't do my YouTube because I was doing so well in my job comes first. I love my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to because it's a hobby and something I do for fun. But like, if it got to a point where I couldn't manage it because I was excelling in my career, then
that's totally fair.
That's an easy choice.
Yeah. To me, I think the main thing would be like if it's starting to cause me stress, like on a daily, not even on a daily, but like on a constant, it would be out. I basically self-care and then everything below that.
Yeah. Which is weird because you're the workaholic. Yeah, I'm the one that puts my job like at the top of my list.
But I'm a workaholic in everything.
Yeah, I just really like my job.
Yeah, I love my job. It's like, I don't know. I also love YouTube so much because it brought me the people, it brought me the community. It means so much. My job, and I just don't see getting rid of my, like, they're kind of on the same level.
I suppose another thing would be like family obligations. Like if something.
Oh yeah, of course. Like if something like bad happened and you were just not able to, like you had to take care of someone, like no question. Like that's not even, you know, self-care family.
Yeah. Different level.
Yeah. For sure. I have loads more actually, if you want me to just continue. Or do you want to take some from the, do we have anything in the chat?
That's what I was just doing. I've missed a lot of it because it was just at the bottom. Process talking about stroop waffles. That's always fun. You know what? Let's do some more recent ones. This is great. Ashley gets a lot of comments from older men telling her opinion is wrong.
That's so funny. I don't think I've only had a couple through the whole years.
I think the thing with Ashley though is not that her opinion is wrong. That's not where I'm going.
The thing with Ashley is that her opinion's wrong.
She reads a lot of classics and like academic texts and stuff because she's done ancient classics for uni. So she reads a lot of that sort.
That kind of attracts
old men that want to tell you you're wrong. It's a very new problem, Ashley.
Yeah. Oh. Read shit books like us.
Yeah, trash.
Yeah, there you go. Great advice with Jade and G.
Did you ever get hate comments on changing your hair color? Not hate comments, but I do get like sarcastic sort of passive aggressive comments sometimes, like, I swear you only just dyed it. I'm like,
yep. Thanks for your input.
Well, I did. If you watched my vlog, that week. Woo!
Yeah.
Ashley's been accused of ruining literature as a whole. That's the power move, Ashley.
Nice.
Oh, the chat jumped.
Oh, I have a question.
Go on.
Is taking care of taxes difficult? Yes, it's well, I don't know if it's difficult, but it's a pain in the ass. But you don't have to worry about that for, I would say, at least 2 years. Maybe.
I think that this year.
Actually, now it's like even less because it's £1,000 thing.
You get £1,000 like hobby grant. So as long as you're earning less than £1,000 profit from it,
which is very likely.
Then in a tax year, £1,000 profit in a tax year, then that kind of gets written off as hobby income. As soon as you're earning more than £1,000 profit from it, then you have to tax it. And I think this year is the year I'm gonna have to
for like everything, because I had to do taxes, not because I was not earning enough from YouTube to get me to do the taxes, but because of my side shops. So when my candles rolled in, I had to learn to do taxes because I had to pay the taxes, and because it all came under the same umbrella of self-employment, I had to register as a sole trader, and then I had to tax everything from YouTube, even if it was lower than the allowed, because the candles would make it
bigger. Yeah, that's a good point. It is £1,000 on everything.
Everything. Yeah.
You have a YouTube, a candle shop, a bookmark shop. That's not £1,000 per thing.
Yeah.
It's lumped together.
Or Patreon, like literally any other income or a sponsorship, anything that is monetary, you have to pay taxes on.
If it's over £1,000, cumulative.
So much. So painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think a tricky part of
Ruth has a master's in Dutch tax law, so she's going to be good with that. No. How do I not know this about you?
Do you know what the very annoying thing about the taxes is? Because there's not really, like, Logan worked in taxes as well, but there's not really very clear instructions when it comes to YouTube income and what's expenses, like what counts as expense. Because first you work from home, so that, like, I don't even count the electricity and stuff, but I know you could in theory, but like that's very gimmicky because
your broadband, your electric,
but it's
in your house, so you can stay there.
It's very gimmicky though, because it, like, you also live here, so you can't obviously do it all, but you have to do like percentage, whatever. But also other stuff, like, it's just such a gray area that no one really like conventionally speaks about. So it's a lot of, anyway, let's not talk. I could speak about taxes and random taxes for way too long. That is not
difficult. It's tough. Like, I remember not that long ago really looking into it for myself, because obviously I was furloughed from my job, which is why I'm not working currently, if anyone cares about that. But by being furloughed, I cannot earn money elsewhere. Otherwise, I'm then not eligible for that government pay.
Which also was so dumb to me. Like, I don't understand, because if I got furloughed, then I would be fucked.
Yeah, because you earn enough money
because of the bookmarks and stuff, and the stuff, like, when it all comes together. And it's so dumb, because imagine if you earn 1,200 per year, right? And then you lose your salary. Like, excuse me, do you expect me to live 1,200 per year and be fine? Like, what is this logic? Like, 900 is fine, but 1,200? Ooh, a rich boy.
I fall just under that bracket currently, so I'm still getting paid.
Yeah, but like, that's some really unthought, like,
I panicked though.
Yeah, I remember.
When I was panicking and looking at stuff to do with taxes, it was a fucking disaster.
Yeah, taxes are. It was very scary to me, because I'm a very much by the law person. It's because of my family. I think they really brought me up, like, oh, my dad is a financial fraud, like, investigator, so maybe that's why. But everything always has been, like, like, to this end. So it was very stressful for me to do. Like, it's always stressful. Tax season is stressful.
Fuck taxes.
Yeah, it's so much money. Okay. Sorry, there's something.
Not about finances, please.
Yeah. Were you scared? I always freeze when a camera is on. How do you combat that? I think it takes
a really, really posh British accent, and you're fine.
I think it just takes like a couple of minutes to, like, get through it. You kind
of warm up to it, and then you forget you're talking to a camera.
Yeah.
And then it kind of falls into you talking to yourself. And talking to yourself is a lot easier.
Yeah, but also hearing your voice on camera, boy, just be prepared. It's weird. You get used to it, but it's weird because it's not how you think you sound. But also it helps if no one's around, I think.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It's not awkward to do it around other people.
Yeah.
At first, at least. What is the easiest, most affordable editing software for someone who wants to start at YouTube? Every laptop should come with it.
The one your laptop comes with.
Yeah, so there might not be the most optimized, but you for sure have everything you need. So it's Final Cut for iMovie for Apple, and is it Movie Maker?
Movie Maker for Windows.
Yeah, Windows.
I still use iMovie.
Yeah.
I've used iMovie from the beginning. I use it to this day. Sure, there are things that it can't do that I sometimes want to do, but I find ways to work around it because I can't afford to buy something. Not only can I not afford to buy Final Cut, my laptop doesn't have the memory for Final Cut.
That's true. Any thumbnail and video headings advice? I still have not had it. Like I'm still not happy with them, so I can't advise you because I still haven't figured it out. I just keep changing until something's nice and try and make it readable.
I relatively recently, like beginning of March, end of February, rebranded myself because I had a crisis. Like during Polathon, when I was doing one of my thumbnails every single day, I had a crisis of, I hate what this looks like. I'm going to keep doing it because I don't have time to change it, but I hate this.
Yeah.
And then I just sat down one night and rebranded the entire thing. Discovered I had an obsession with orange, put orange everywhere, and now I'm happy.
Ta-da! Just slap your favorite color.
Find a color you like, find a font you like, and just make it consistent.
Yeah. Listen to Jade, she knows better than me on that one.
I have only recently discovered this branding that I'm happy with, but also now that I've done it, like my thumbnail process, I know some people spend frickin' ages on their thumbnails, you probably included, G. My thumbnails take me like 30 seconds.
Mine probably take like 5 minutes tops.
Oh, that's actually reasonable timing. I know some people
spend a long
time.
Template.
Yeah,
and I just do a couple of things, and
But my template is really simple because it's literally a picture and the orange text boxes because everything's orange. Bam.
Yeah.
How do you deal with your family watching your videos?
Well, mine don't understand what I'm saying, so I'm fine.
That's what I was hoping you were going to say.
I know my mom watches them sometimes, but she doesn't speak English, so. Although it is a bit weird when I do the mental health ones if I cry. Because,
that must be really bad, actually, because she can't understand why you're crying.
She understands some words, though. I think she would get a gist, I think. But I don't put myself crying in thumbnails, and she doesn't watch all of them. Come over. So I don't think she would, like, I don't know if she's seen me cry because I haven't cried, like, I think I cried like 3 or 4 times through the whole years. And I don't like to make a video, like, thumbnail of, like, me sobbing to, like, get the clicks, you know? But, so, because she definitely doesn't watch all of my videos. Like, why would she do that? She just kind of randomly clicks in. And for the rest of my family, I honestly don't think anyone does. So I'm good.
My mum occasionally watches mine, but me and my mum are incredibly close. Like, I absolutely. Pardon?
You guys are.
Yeah, like me and my mum are tight.
There's nothing she'll learn.
Pardon?
There's nothing new she'll learn from your, like.
Exactly. Yeah, my mum is like my best friend. As awful and like soppy as that sounds. I've been together, you know, my entire life.
It'd be in other ways.
So she watches some of them and cool. In fact, my mum is more the sort of person that, like, she clicks on all of my videos, watches the advert, and then clicks off because she doesn't really care. She just wants to support me.
That's cute.
Oh, what she doesn't realize is that then affects the rest of the stats and my view time.
Yeah. That's true. Like, oh, a lot of people clicked away.
That'll be my mother.
Yeah. One thing that YouTube started doing that is a little bit annoying is, like, when a video doesn't do well, it tells you. Like,
yeah.
Like my current bullet journal, like I wish it didn't do that. It was like, people are showing your audience interest lower than usual. I'm like, okay.
And this takes me back to the fact that I don't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't click on the analytics ever.
No, it's in the app. It's the first thing it tells you.
I don't have the studio app.
Oh, that explains.
Because I don't care.
That explains.
I am a mess, right? I have my YouTube channel. I edit, I upload. The rest is down to the universe. I don't look at my stats. I don't look at my analytics. I don't look at how well things do, how well things don't do. Because
that's why it annoys me, because I have never, like, I think at the beginning I used to look at the analytics because I like stats. Like, I study stats.
I hate stats. I hate math. Give me an Excel sheet and I just want to punch you. No, I don't want to do that.
I really like that. And I really like that. But over the years, I realized I don't like it when it's like on me, like from someone else. I realized that it doesn't do me any good. I wouldn't get upset, like, ever. Not even once. I don't get upset if something doesn't do well, because I want people watch it if they want to watch it. I don't want people come in and watch it if they don't, because I've had a video where a lot of people that I don't think wanted to watch it ended up watching it. And let me tell you, the experience is not nice and would not wish for anyone. But I just wish YouTube did not punch that in my face. Like, this video is not doing that well. Well, fine. Like, don't tell me. Like, why do you tell me this?
YouTube expects everyone uploading to YouTube to want their channel to be a job.
Yeah, obviously you want people to watch. Like, obviously you don't just film so you can rewatch yourself. But I think there's a fine line between your own mental health and the obsession with numbers, especially comparing to other people. Like, oof, why? Everyone's different, algorithms different, like, things are different, just don't do it.
Yeah. Something else I wanted to say on the family thing about family watching your videos. The weirdest experience I've ever had with one of my family members watching my videos is my uncle, distant somehow, telling me once at a family do that he watches my videos to go to sleep to because he finds my voice relaxing.
Oh, weird, uncomfortable.
Why?
That's kind of weird.
He's a nice guy, and I'm sure he meant that in the nicest possible way. But, like,
creepy.
Why?
A little bit creepy.
I'm sure I told you about it when it happened. I probably do.
Remember. I feel like I would remember this.
Weird. I don't think he does anymore, but weird.
Yeah. Okay, let me check what else we got here.
I'm just gonna see if there's any more.
Oh, Danny saying no question, just wanted to pop in and say you're both amazing ladies. Thank you. Is there a possibility that my booktube channel will stay unnoticed forever? Ugh. I feel like
there a possibility? Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like it really depends on your definition of unnoticed. Someone will very likely see it. Is it the amount of people?
Yeah. It's not going to stay on 0 views.
Yeah.
It will get seen.
It also depends if you're interacting with others and like, because, you know.
Yeah.
But it just really depends on what you consider seen. Very, as Jade said, very unlikely it'll stay on 0.
Yeah. Incredibly unlikely it will stay on 0.
Also,
but is there a possibility that it will stay like under 100?
Yeah, of course. And loads of people like start and give up in like a month or something.
Yeah, and you can't expect to see those numbers in that time scale.
No. Yeah.
Mama Jade was in the Instagram live. She was.
Oh.
My mum likes to pop in every now and then.
I thought you meant like the view, but it's in the comments. I remember now.
Yeah. I mean, she might be here. I don't know. Oh, the chat jumped.
Oh, I'll find the question.
Jade, I sometimes fall asleep whilst watching your videos, but that's you're not my uncle, so that's totally different.
Does the person have to be good at editing at the start, or is it normal process to learn as you go? Oh my god, you don't have to be good at all. You just need to know where to cut. Only button you need to know is cut. And that's it.
Command C and backspace on a Mac.
Yeah. Or different things, but on the, what's it called? iMovie.
Yeah.
But there's also
iMovie, Command C and backspace is all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you've got the MacBook with the touch bar, you don't even need to remember Command C because the button up there just says snip and just tap.
Plus, even if you want to do something, you can do a very quick Google, and there's so many videos. There's so many. You'll definitely find what you need.
You will learn as you go so much. Like I learned, like my intro with the typed JD Ray reads with the typewriter noise. Didn't even make that in iMovie. That was made in, no, I made it in Keynote.
A weird program to make it in.
But it worked.
Yeah, it did.
Because in iMovie, there isn't an animation for letters appearing one by one. That's not one of the animations in there. But there is one of those.
Easily make it like one manually, but that would take a little bit.
So long. That would be too much. Whereas in Keynote, that is an animation, and then you can export your presentation as an MP4.
Yeah, which is funny because that was a question actually, how to make channel banner and intro art in videos. So you answer that.
Oh,
My old one I use Final Cut, just a personal preference. And
if I could afford Final Cut and had the storage for it, I would. I use it at work. I have it on my work computer.
Yeah.
Incredible. Cannot afford a personal license. Don't have the storage.
Yeah, I definitely invested. And Premiere I hear is even better, but again, I bought one for life and that's it. It's expensive as it is. I'm fine. But even in that one, my previous intro, if you remember, that was semi-manually.
That you had with like 3 different countdowns, and I remember someone commenting on your intro saying, "Why is there 3 different countdowns? It doesn't even count down."
It stresses me out, and it goes back, and it goes forward. It's so stressful.
I remember that.
That was kind of funny. Anyway, and that was kind of manually. I kind of just pushed it out of like bits and pieces, and then I manually like masked when the book would travel through the writing, I would manually mask the thing. So it was just unnecessarily done complicated, but you can make it so much easier. My current one is just a screen with some like the actual background I made on Photoshop. So I completely didn't do it in the programs. And that's, I think, a majority of the cases is that you'll have something made on like a different thing. But a lot of people use, is it pixel art? I want to see. That's something else probably. Like, you know, the other programs, you have like a lot of, if just type free photo.
I know that for work, I do a lot of the like animation things in Motion, which is another expensive one. It kind of is an add-on to Final Cut, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
More about photos, just like photos to edit like thumbnails and stuff. Why I think I'm going to pixel something, I don't. Anyway, there's ways, but it's not something I would worry like straight up for sure. I just like
taught me so far. Have enough storage.
Yeah.
Don't do a me.
Was BookTube any different when you started? I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we started 4 years ago. Also, I just want to say hi to Karis. Hi, Karis. Yeah, it was 4 years ago, though. I think it was very different.
It was. Yeah, I know there's loads of people who started way before that, and I imagine it was even more different then. Reading logs for once were not a thing. And that is like such a big part now for me.
Yeah. I think one of the
tags were very common, at least in maybe between newbies more than anything else. I don't know if that's a thing.
Perhaps. It very well could be.
Because after a while, you only have the same answers to the questions, even if it's a different tag. So the ones that I do now is usually just the fun ones that don't require you to answer with the book, because you just kind of run out of the answers and it starts being repetitive. But it's very fun to start with, and I definitely would recommend doing them because they're fun.
Yeah. I need to do that. Yeah, do I have that book? Is it Pixar?
Yeah, I think so.
Or Pixlr?
Yeah, there's loads basically.
Canva is the one I use. Ashley also uses it.
That's the one I think I actually meant, but it's a very different what I said.
Canva. You can do so much in Canva. Like, yes, there are pre-made templates and stuff that you can use. But you can do so much in there. Do you have an intro and outro thing to say for your videos? You do.
I do. You used to do.
Say yours.
Oh, wow. It's weird when it's not in this. I actually wanted to get rid of it at one point, and then I ran it by people and were like, no, I miss it. And you know why I wanted to get rid of it? Because I kept getting mean comments about it. There was one period of time when I kept getting like, it comes so fake. You don't actually care about us. Why would you say this? And it was like it was completely coincidental because it wasn't the same person, but it was just like 3 or 4 comments, which didn't take much, obviously, for me to know.
What is your intro? Is it like, I hope you're good? Hey.
Hello, how are you? I hope you're good.
How are you? I hope you're good. Yeah, like you answer the question yourself.
There was some point, there's just completely a coincidence, or just like it came like 3 or 4 comments that were kind of like, that is so dumb. Why would you say that? Or like, you seem so fake because of your intro. Like, why would you ask that? Like, I don't know. And it was like, maybe I need to stop it. And then like people were like, no. And I was like, okay.
I did back when I was consistent.
What was yours? I can't remember. Was it? It was an outro.
I can't remember either. We're talking like a couple of years ago now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy.
It was something about, you know, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have,
yeah, it was something like that.
Comment, leave a like. If you aren't subscribed, that's why. If you aren't subscribed and fancy subscribing, I would be eternally grateful for that.
Yeah.
I like to hand things as well because I talk with my hands all the time. But no, I stopped doing that when I stopped uploading consistently because, like, why would you subscribe to me? I don't know. But now the only intro I have is to my vlogs, which is, hello, welcome to another week's reading vlog.
Yeah. Let me check. Do you wish you had started sooner?
Do we wish we'd started sooner? Absolutely.
I did for a long time because I felt like I started pretty old compared to the people that started around me, basically. And I felt like I kind of missed out because there were a lot of younger people, and I felt like, oh, even though I'm obviously not old, but at that point I felt like it because everyone was like at least 5 years or something. Not everyone, but a lot of people that I found like in recommended section and stuff were. And I was like, oof, oof. Kind of like, I wish I knew, but then I don't know if I had done it because I was very, very into my studies for psychology. I don't know if I would have actually.
That's a good thing. I think you started at a good time for your life, like because you'd finished.
I don't think that I would have started realistically.
Yeah.
And to people who did do that, like, hats off to you. But I don't know. I was just like, for me at that point, it was like university, literally everything else, like self-care here, university here.
Yeah.
I took my studies really seriously.
I think I wish I had started earlier just because, like, I would have read so many more of the books that I still haven't read that have been out for years that are like those old hyped books that I've not read that, like, I should have read. Do you know what I mean? But, like, if I'd started earlier, then I wouldn't have the friends that I have, and I'm a little soppy shit, and I like my friends.
Yeah, I think it all kind of aligned. I wouldn't risk it now. Like, in theory, I think it would have been nice if I started early because, as you said, more books.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who I would be around. Maybe I wouldn't have met anyone. Maybe I
I was
wouldn't.
gonna say I wish I'd done this instead of my beauty blog because that's cringe. But like then I wouldn't have met you. So like
Exactly. To be honest, like, for how long did we even do it for? Like a couple of months, maybe.
Yeah, not that long.
No, because moved. Let's not go
Do
back.
you remember? Sorry, going totally off tangent. Your Two Fur Tuesdays post.
Yeah, I was talking.
You was post about the cats.
Yeah, it was 2 for Tuesdays because it was like, which is funny because that's a Domino's thing now. I don't even knew that back then. And I would just post photos of cats, and that was my content. Don't regret that part. That's not cringy to me. The rest, though.
Also, I loved, totally off tangent here, with the cats and the beauty blog, when you did your unboxings and it was give me my cash monies back momos.
Oh, I forgot I used to rate it in cats.
If you marked it with a Momo, you want your money back. If you marked it with a Zeus, you liked it.
Yeah, which is now like kind of mean looking, but it was completely random. It was just because it's funny. But I forgot that I ranked stuff in cat head. Like I had the heads like as ranking instead of stars. Oh my god, I should do that for books. I should do that for books. Bring back the cat rating.
I hated this book. I did it. Sorry, you give me my cash money's back momos.
Easy, sis. I completely forgot about that. Thank you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Ashley's answering along, apparently.
File.
Gareth agrees. She wishes she'd started sooner, but don't think I would have managed it. Mostly started it because I was lonely. Now you've got tons of friends.
Did you ever feel like giving up on booktube?
One second. Make core pile. Core pile.
Also, after I published the core pile video, the very first one, like way before the spreadsheet and stuff, someone pointed it out to me that it could have been epic law. And I was like, God damn it. Instead of law, it could have been epic law.
An epic law.
And you don't, I sat there so long trying to see like, oh, what sounds good. And it never aligned to that. I should have used an app. But also I kind of like it because now it's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh my God, epic law. But I think actually Copile, I kind of like it because it's not actually a word. So it doesn't like.
I swear to God, right? My most frequently commented things on my vlogs these days is, what's Corpile?
Yeah, I can see that. Why it would be like, what is that thing you just said? But yeah, the question was, did you ever, what was it? Did you ever feel like giving up on booktube?
Yes, I took like a 6-month break at one point.
6 months?
It was a long time. It was, it might not have been 6 months. It might have been 5. I don't know. I went and posted a video when I came back and I chopped all my hair off and dyed it purple and I came back and I was like, where have I been? But that's because I was like all wildly depressed for a little while.
Yeah, I remember that, I think.
Yeah. I was still talking to you throughout the time.
Yeah.
I stopped doing anything because I was a mess.
Yeah. I don't even have a doubt that if we stopped doing booktube, like it wouldn't stop the friendship. Like it's beyond that now, which is great. But I did recently, actually.
You did.
When I asked 2 friends to tell me not to delete my YouTube channel. But other than that, not really. Just recently, I just had like a moment. But it was just a whole headspace moment. It wasn't anything like.
I mean, even when I had my not uploading for ages because I was not myself. It never crossed my mind to actually delete my channel or anything. It was just a moment of like, you know how it is when you get in that headspace and you're like, I don't care about anything that I have or anything that I am. I'm just going to neglect everything. It wasn't an active choice to, I'm not going to do this. It was just something else.
The only time I went on a hiatus was the only time that I took 3 weeks of work. I've never done that. It was a sick leave though, because I was like, my health was, oh my God, it was one of the worst 3 weeks in my life. And that was when Logan posted a video instead of me because I was not able to function. I was just in the doctor's office constantly and it was scary times. But even during then, I didn't want to stop. I just knew that it's gonna be like a little break because I don't know. It's very comforting to me to know that I have it. And I recognize the people who comment and I look forward to reading what they say. I look forward to like seeing their reactions to my reactions or reading about their week, like them making little inside jokes between each other. Like that means way more to me than like people probably think. It's like my whole like, well, not my whole, but it's a big part of my kind of self-care.
It's so beautiful. You have like created a community of people.
Well, so have you. I think every channel has the little community, you know?
I suppose, yeah.
It can be very meaningful, basically. Depends what you come there for. I think that's another thing why we don't really focus too much on like a particular number or something, because I feel at least that I have people that I care about in the comments, and it doesn't matter if there's another plus 100. Obviously it's nice, but don't get me wrong, it's obviously nice. But as long as I know I have those couple that come back and feel like a friendship, it's very comforting to me at least.
Yeah, I think that is a good point. Like, yes, it's nice to see that number.
Yeah, of course.
And you do look at it and think, wow, that's a lot of people. That's great. But it is the friendship, the sense of community, the coming together of people. God, when did we get so soppy?
I think it's real. Let's just call it real so we'll feel less soft. Because me and Gina are always like, ew, feelings.
Also, I know someone asked if this is my second Dr. Pepper. It is.
Very good. I don't know why I followed that. Well done on drinking.
Thanks. I worked really hard on it.
Yeah, and like I definitely like, I don't want to like come across like, oh, we don't care about the numbers. It's not the same, because obviously you want the videos to be noticed, because the more people you get to watch, the more likely that someone will stick and someone will be that person in the comments that you look forward to reading from. You know, but yeah, that's it.
The thing people say, Danny's saying about meeting people through your Discord and then actually meeting people like.
I know, they're so cute as well. They send each other gifts and I see that all the time. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Oh.
It's my prefix. Wait, I
just going back up through the chat again, people complimenting Corpile. Corpile is a lifesaver, whether it's Epic Lore or Corpile. We love it anyway.
I'm so glad. It was literally, it was on par. It was on par with like Owls. When I posted, it was like, this is something I wanted to do myself, and probably people will think I'm crazy. And it's just those two things that really seem to hit people right. Although I will say the Corpile didn't really, it wasn't that, what's the good word? Known, I suppose, until the spreadsheet. I think people just like spreadsheets. I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, it was still, but like.
You made it a lot more accessible for people. Like before,
I think before people had to calculate themselves. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now it's a lazy system.
You've done all the hard work for us.
Yeah, which again, I made for
I
myself.
hate spreadsheets. I hate spreadsheets. Never wanted to make a reading spreadsheet because I cannot use Excel. I hate numbers. You did it for me. It's great.
And again, I think that's like another thing that I also just did because obviously I was gonna use it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I was like, oh, what videos should we focus on? Something you want. It's literally like something you want to watch. Make that. Obviously not always, probably, but as in, like, you know, like when I make like a wrap up, I'm like, I love wrap ups, but it's not like, oh my god, this is the one video I would ever want to watch. Like, no, but you know.
I am dreading filming my wrap up for this month.
I don't have stuff to wrap up, so I'm right. I'm fine.
I'm looking at ending the month on 20 or 21 books, and like
maybe split it into a couple parts. Yeah, but how much time does it take to make one video from filming to editing to uploading?
That very much depends on the video. Like, for example, a book haul is way quicker than most other things for me because I haven't read the books, therefore don't have an opinion on them, don't have a lot to say on them because I haven't read them. It's like fly through them, and then like the editing isn't that complicated on a book haul even. So I think they're probably the quickest ones to film, in my opinion. But still, from start to finish, few hours.
Probably a bit longer.
You put more effort in than I do.
I don't know about that. But
I know about that.
It just depends. Because like it also just depends if you had to do any prep. Like imagine like Readathon announcement. Well, that shit takes months to like make everything prior. But again, I think I agree with you. I think of all the videos, book hauls would be the quickest. Yeah. Which is very sad because I haven't bought books in months. It's a missed opportunity.
They're so easy to do because, as I say, they don't require any prep because you don't have opinion or knowledge on them.
Yeah, and you don't have graphics usually on the editing either, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Like for me, in wrap-ups now I have like little graphics, and wrap-ups also might have something that I read, either an ebook, which would also like include a graphic. In a wall, you usually just have a book. Tags actually take me a little while to edit because I usually include a lot of editing in it to make it fun.
Yeah.
So basically anything that's like calmly talking doesn't take that long. But Owl's video took me like 2 days to edit.
Pardon?
And Owl's video took me 2 days to edit. But that's like, I'm thinking about like from easiest to like most difficult, just because of all of the graphics and like inserting the prompt, like each prompt and each like.
And then you have your little owl, that's hard. I was gonna say a TBR Pursuit video, like if I have to dedicate a day to it, and that's filming the roles, sorting out what I'm reading for the roles, sorting out if they need to fit into anything else that I need to do, then filming the sit down chatty bit, and then editing the rolly part with the sit down chatty part together. Like a TBR Pursuit video, I have to dedicate a whole day to, and it takes that day to do.
Yeah. And I think it's also kind of hard to say because a lot of things include reading, and obviously if you count that. But that's like that's I suppose
reading breaking my reading taste for a week video.
Yeah, I mean I'm still on that stupid secret TBR. I'm never gonna fucking end it. It's been since like March, but it's because I'm like reading really slowly. But also, I forgot what I was gonna say. So whatever, probably good. I remember. Also, I think that's why a lot of people will film more than one video because it takes so long to like, well, not so long, but if you're doing your makeup, you probably will want to, if you have 2 videos to film, you probably will just film them on the same day that you bother to do your makeup, unless you do your makeup every day, and in which case, like, how? I could not.
Yeah. If I'm having a good makeup day, I will. If I've got a video to film, I will film it. If I'm having a good makeup day and I don't have a video to film, it's a waste of makeup, and I need to think of something to film.
I feel like that makes us sound so vain, but it's true.
Yeah, it's true. We're amongst friends here. It's true.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I firmly believe no one can use Excel. I agree with this statement. If you can use Excel, you are a liar.
How did you say
you're a cheater?
How do you say cheat? All right, okay. I'll take that. I like it. Whatever, let's not get into this. I'm clearly a minority. I'm gonna get eaten alive.
Do I still have the dolphins? You know what? I do.
Very nice. Do you use a microphone, and which one do you have?
I do. I use the Rode. Is it the Go or something? I don't know. It's over there. I'm not going to get up and get it. It's over there.
Yeah, I use the one on the main camera, like basically the one that's not the vlog camera. And it's a Rode as well, like the mountable one you just put on top.
Yeah, I am going to get it. I know I just said I wasn't.
But I barely now film on the big camera because it takes so long to set up, and I'm lazy. Yeah, it's the same one, I think.
Plug it in, and then you've got this thing with a little muffler on it.
Yeah, it's on Apple one. But yeah, on my vlog camera, I don't. Which I now basically use for almost everything because I'm lazy. But I also almost sometimes find that it's like nicer. I don't know. More
chill. See, I have to use a big camera for everything because I don't have a vlogging camera.
It takes me so long to set up, and sometimes because my autofocus is so loud, I can't use it. I have to manually focus it. And then sometimes if you film and then you can see that it was slightly out of focus, then the whole bloody video is gone. Which is annoying.
G is an Excel witch. C.
I'll take any type of witchcraft, please.
Someone loves my bath montages.
Oh, I do too.
I just love baths. Except when I got my phone.
Sometimes I will make a bath, and I'll film it. And then Logan gets in it because I don't like baths that much. But I like to see them sizzle. I mean, I don't lie and say that I did it. I said I made bath for Logan. But like, it's still hilarious because like, I like the baths a lot, but then I have anxiety afterwards, which is annoying. We only have a couple more in here.
I do have some on Twitter, so we can finish the Instagram one.
Was there a specific video that unexpectedly took off for you? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And that's what like so
I remember this happening.
I kind of often joke with Jade because Jade was there when I filmed that video. And to give you a little bit of a backstory, this was a Harry Potter advent calendar. Way back, 2017, I think. Maybe 18, maybe 17, I don't know. One of those. And it was getting really dark and I didn't have a light. So I was sat by the window. Jade was on the bed in the same room. So first of all, filming with someone else there, always a bit more awkward. Like you're almost a little bit more awkward on the camera, just naturally. Second, I knew, no, like it's not your fault. Second, I knew that I don't have a lot of time because one, it was getting really dark, and two, because Jade was sitting there and I didn't want to be one of those assholes that has to film a video, but I didn't have to film the video that day. So I was kind of like rushing. That's when I forgot the bloody number 18, which that's not good there. Basically what I'm saying is that it was not my best video, okay? I did not think it's gonna be, if I knew that it's gonna be seen by that many people, I would have done many a thing differently. And then I posted it, and it was fine, and it was like a normal video at that point of my life, like there. And a month later, it randomly started like just getting people there, literally from absolutely nowhere. And my theory is that around that time, the Zoella calendar thing happened. And it was after I posted my video, but because that's when YouTube algorithm, I don't know if you'll remember, you probably have seen it on like YouTube, like randomly showing you the Zoella calendar controversy in the recommended. And that is how mine got in there, because it was an advent calendar, and because that's how algorithms sometimes work. If it's the same words, the same product, the same type of video,
similar keywords, it'll be like, oh.
And I suddenly started, like, my phone, I just remember my phone started buzzing because I have like notifications when a comment comes in. And it started like buzzing, and I was like, what? It was like really late as well. And I like, again, a month after, it was definitely like, at that point, usually like it just dies, you know, like a video has like views increase in the first 3 days about, and that's about it. Like that's, after that is like nothing.
Old news.
So, yeah, like people move on. And I remember at first I was like, just kind of like taken aback and be like, oh, right, that's kind of cool. Weird, but like, hello, welcome. And then it started getting meaner and meaner and meaner and meaner, and people started making fun of me. People started making, people picked apart everything that I said about Harry Potter that was like slightly incorrect, or like a joke that I made that was not funny, talking about how shit the product was, talking about how they don't like, how are you 20, I don't know how old I was, like 5? I don't know, but whatever, like let's say 25. How are you 25 and you're still talking about Harry Potter? There was a lot of those. Like, how are you so, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like it was because a lot of random people that are not into reading, because I also had the bookshelves and the people were like, oh, look at all of those books in color behind her, and like whatever. And it was a lot of random people who are not into reading, who are not into Harry Potter, getting that recommendation, going on the video and talking shit. And then, like, again, as I said, I skipped 18, but if I knew that it's gonna be like I could have edited it in, because I opened it later, I was like, haha, look, I missed 18. But obviously people saw it before and it was like, boo. And it caused me so much anxiety, because like all of the sudden, because I was in such a cozy bubble at that point, like most of the, like we knew a lot of people in the community and we're just kind of like supporting, they're like talking about books, like just being like fucking Animal Crossing level of seriousness, you know, you just kind of like there, like a warm fuzzy family. And then all of a sudden this kind of happened, and I was just not prepared for it, I don't think. And like another thing that came with it, it was like a bunch of subscribers that also, a lot of them obviously left afterwards because they realized what the channel was, which was funny. But like it was like a lot of subscribers, and then I had a couple of messages from people saying that, oh, those other people that you knew were talking that you did something, that you bought views, that you like did something to like basically do this. And obviously I was very stressed. I think Jade knows, because you probably were one of those people that I kind of like vented at, because I was so overwhelmed and hurt by a lot of those comments that I just was not prepared for. After a while, like obviously it was just kind of like water on the duck. Is that a saying?
That is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically like after a while you kind of get, you're not as sensitive to it anymore, because it's kind of repetitive and you get over it. But at the very beginning, it was very hard for me. I stopped filming, I stopped uploading, I turned the notifications off. And on top of that, there were like very small amount of people, but still like people that I thought we were kind of like, not like close, but you know, like colleagues on YouTube, being like saying that nonsense behind my back, or like coming to me being like, how did you do it? Like, I'm like, I didn't do it. And like, I understand it looks like it's nice. And I still got a lot of people who stuck through that video with me and like became like really amazing members of the community. So it was definitely not for anything, but it was also majority of the people were like,
just for example, Adelaide came from that video.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not saying like that was like, obviously a lot of people came from there as well, but a lot of them were never obviously on my channel again, and only stopped there to like say something rude. And it was just a stressful time as well, because there was some sort of tension from other people as well, being like, oh, how did you do that? Did you buy views? As if I would buy views. And you also cannot moan about it, because it's something people think that you want. Like, obviously, it's a good thing. And a lot of good things came from that. And I can see that now. But at that point, I was just very stressed.
I remember getting messages from you just about how incredibly overwhelmed you were. Like,
and I did not.
It was positive, and it was like, oh, look at this, it's got so many views, that's incredible. But damn, it's a lot. Like, it's overwhelmingly.
Hello? Oh, I think you froze.
It froze.
Did I freeze? Oh, you're back. Hello?
Sorry.
But yeah, and I think the hardest part to me at that point was within the community, that I felt like an asshole if I was honest and I wanted to complain or like moan, because it wasn't seen. It was like a humble brag or anything. It was like oh, you're just saying that, but like, look how lucky you are. And I was lucky in a sense, but it was luck. It was nothing else. It was super random. It's on a video I didn't even particularly like. And it's just like, overall, it's completely random. Like, you just don't know. But I felt like I couldn't say anything negative about it, because I would be seen as like, what are you complaining about, basically? Which to an extent, yes, but also I didn't ask for it, okay? But yeah, that was around the time that I had like, I think I had 10,000 or something subscribers, and it just blew up. It blew up, but nothing like, yeah. I was lucky that some people obviously stick from that video, so that was great. But sadly, there was a lot of like downside to it as well. At that point, it's all water under the bridge.
Yeah, I do remember it all happening.
Ugh. It was so bizarre, because I don't think that's a very big chance of like ever happening again. It was just very random, because it was a controversy happening at the same, well, not at the same, but like a little bit later time. And they just picked it up, like literally from a sea of videos, like, there it is. And I know that people got it from recommended, because they were like, oh, I suppose since you recommended me so many times, YouTube, I'll watch it. I was like, all right. There was loads of those, like saying like, I keep seeing this in the recommended. So I know it was YouTube just being like, why not?
I think something's wrong with my internet. I keep freezing. Am I still here?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Apparently my screen is blurry. I'm sorry. It looks fine to me.
You're fine now, I think.
Okay. Sorry if I vanished. I don't know. All right. Well, that was a story.
That was a story, yeah.
That was a story. It was a thing.
It was just a whole weird situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have people standing with you in the comments.
No, I know. It's because you guys are nice. Unlike some people there.
And I've never had anything like that happen to me, because all my videos are shit.
Dude, the point is that video was shit too. Like, it wasn't my proudest work.
Yeah, I mean, it is all down to, not all, maybe not all.
Yeah, not all.
Stuff, but like,
but in that particular thing, it was all random chance.
Yeah. Okay. Were there anything else on Instagram? Was that the last Instagram?
There were a couple, but I think we mostly covered majority. There are a lot of like repeats. Cool. I don't want to say that it's all like chance. Like, there's people like Books with Lala. Oh my god, why am I always blanking on the names, right?
What about Books with Lala? What?
Yeah, no, she like, I think people like her get a lot of views because she just knows how to make good videos and like intriguing videos and stuff like that. So I don't want to say like, oh, it's all random. It's not. Like, she works hard. She knows what works. She
Yeah,
has like fun idea. So that's different. This was just like one video that was completely out of context. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely not all down to luck. Like,
yeah.
There is an element of knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, but there's also probably gonna be like a lot of amazing channels that just didn't get pushed.
Yeah, for sure. Shall I have a look at the Twitter questions? We might have already covered them. Chris asked, where do you start when you have absolutely zero experience with editing, exporting, uploading? I feel like we've probably covered that with the you learn as you go.
Yeah, you just start, and also Google search is your best friend.
Something that you did when you started your channel that you regret now?
I don't know. Like, I obviously would do it differently because cringe, but
yeah, I think the only thing I regret is my posh British accent.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think it's like, I don't think regret is a strong word. I don't think I regret many things there. I would do things differently now, and I do things differently now. But I don't have like any strong regrets, I don't think.
You know what I regret doing?
What?
I regret reading Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda.
More than Given to the Sea?
Yes, because no one yelled at me about hating that one.
Aww.
People yelled at me about hating Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda.
Oh my god.
That's and then Gavin recently did a whole rant video on it, and everyone in the comments was like, I agree with you, this book was trash. Like,
yeah, but he can, because he's the same.
Yeah.
Because that he can.
I'm not allowed to hate it. Gavin.
No. I don't think I've ever been hated. I think I've been told a couple of times that I'm too stupid to understand the beauty of a book that I didn't like, but that was I think about it. Which, I mean, maybe possible.
What have you learned as a booktuber that you wish you had known starting?
I think, like, I wish I knew how much time it would take. But, like, if I did, maybe I wouldn't have started, so maybe not. I don't know. I used to not know how to properly work white balance, which, by the way, this camera is annoying me, but I can't do anything about it. But I used to really, really over expose my videos. So I wish I did not. I knew how to like deal with that.
I wish
sometimes, but
that I knew how to control my spending.
Oh, good point. When you just start.
When I just started, yeah, like I'm not going to call it pressure to buy all of those new
it was excitement for me. Yeah. It was excitement on like a level of almost obsessed.
Yeah.
I was just like
intense excitement to start with, and
like
you want
yeah, it was like addiction. And when you just get a bit too excited, but I think it's just like very normal when you just get into something that feels so right and you just want it all. Yeah. But definitely have gone like, compared to now, oh my god, I barely buy anything just now because
so many of those books that I bought at the beginning, like, never read and have unhauled. Or still have
actually. It would be interesting to go back and like watch a couple of old blogs and see what happened. Oh no, book hauls and see what happened to those books.
Yeah.
Not for posting because you would get really judged, but for yourself.
Your own entertainment, go back and watch like your first few book hauls and realize that you have not read 80% of the books.
But I actually think that I've not been that bad, and I think a lot of them are still here, but that's why I'm thinking like maybe I should watch it because maybe I'm just remembering it incorrectly. But I think not been too bad.
Perhaps. But yeah, that's something I wish I had more control over.
Yeah.
And when you first started, what equipment were you using? I think we've both said we already had
old camera. A very, very old camera. That was made for photos also, not for video. Video was very rough.
I had Nikon that, was a photo camera, not a video camera.
Nikon as well. I will not remember the numbers.
No.
Maybe 5100? I think it was 5100. It was an old camera.
No idea. But yeah, I was using that. I didn't have an external mic to start with, so it was the inbuilt mic. It didn't have any lights. It was that camera that I happened to already have and a tripod that I happened to already have.
See, I did have the lights, but now I don't use them. Because I think that's where my overexposure went, like, because it's always overexposed. Even now that I use the lights, like, I just don't necessarily love how it looks like, because I just don't know how to use them properly, I think, or they're just too bright. I don't know. Well, it makes it all weird. So I just use natural light.
See, I like the look of overexposure. I like things to be like bright and like in your face.
Yeah.
So I actively try for bright, as pale as you can.
I mean, I do like it as well. I like it bright, but like, yeah. Anyway,
not enough so that like you lose your facial features, though. Like,
yeah, that's. I feel like that was my issue, especially because I wear a lot of black clothes, and it just like the wide exposure with that is just like now. But yeah.
We've learned a lot from them. Did you do any research before starting, or did we just jump in?
Very much just jumped in. No research whatsoever.
Yeah. I think the only research I've ever done is when I was buying my new camera. Like,
oh yeah, I done a lot of research. But I also am actually subscribed to quite a few like tech channels because I like to watch that for fun. So I watch stuff on like cameras and computers because it interests me. So I suppose that counts, but like not before I started. Like I didn't do research for starting YouTube.
No, yeah, me neither. No. Did anyone inspire you to do it? Not anyone in particular.
I just wanted to be part of it.
You told me to, so I did.
Nice.
And that was that.
And that was that.
Has your reason for starting a channel changed over the years? Like, did you start?
I mean, I haven't started again, so I don't know.
But like the reason that you started it for, is it the same reason that you continue to do it, or has the reason having it changed? It's
a sense of community and belonging, yeah, because I have a lot of issues with the belonging thing, being of a different nationality in a different country. Sometimes I have issues with that. So I really wanted a place where I feel like I belong, no matter where my geographic like location is. So that's still very much the reason, yeah.
Mission accomplished. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm still on the same wavelength. It's a hobby. It's something for fun. Like, I like talking about books, and I don't know anyone in real life. Like, in real life. I don't know anyone.
I don't know anyone.
I don't know anyone in a close proximity to me geographically to talk to about that. So still stands as the same.
I just randomly remembered that I saw one question that I forgot to read.
Ooh. Ooh. Holly's asked, what's your current TBR count? Do you know yours?
Like books unread in total, or books I want to read like now?
Books unread that you own in total.
Oh no, we don't go there. For my sanity, we don't go there.
Mine
maybe I should for your entertainment purposes, but
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Mine's 158.
How did you just count that?
Because my Goodreads shelf is all of the ones on my shelf, so I just added my current haul to it. I only have books that I own on my want to read shelf on Goodreads. When Jess came to visit, she was so annoyed with my Goodreads that she just took my phone and organized it for me. Scanned every single book that I own and sorted out my shelves.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Bless her. Sorting out my life.
I don't think I can't find it anymore. Anyway, continue with the Twitter ones.
Oh, I just put the iPad down. I don't know why I did that. I don't think there was very many more on there. This is more readathon based than channel based, but what is your favorite and least favorite thing about running a readathon, and how do you prepare?
Favorite is like 100% just like reading together. I know that sounds very basic, but it is really fun to know that you're reading together.
That's the point. Like, that's why we start it though, is to like have a community reading together for a like joint purpose.
Yeah, but also I know there is obviously satisfaction when you finish the book, but somehow when you finish a book that also has some sort of accomplishment in the made up sheet, that's also really fun. And another favorite thing is because I have the tracker of how many pages we all read. Seeing that stuff grow is mind-blowing, and it's so fun. Obviously, I think a little bit of a number and spreadsheet love comes into that, but also just like thinking about the amount of pages is insane. And to me, the least favorite part is I get very, very exhausted. Towards like 20-day mark, I get like pretty pooped. And then by the end of it, I'm like very pooped, you know? But
this is why I just do a week for Polathon. Like, it's good enough.
It's worth it though. Like, I don't regret it at all, but like it's the exhaustion that I wish I didn't have, but I know it's not really avoidable for me with my personality. Because I could just take it easy, but you know.
I've recently started Readathon, and like, that's fun. I really, really enjoy doing that. I've only done 2 of them, and the first one was very spontaneous. Like, it's another one of those things that like don't really plan it, just kind of do it. That's fun, and like that requires 0 planning other than picking a date.
Yeah,
because it's one day with no prompts. Oh, although it does require planning a nap beforehand because, you know, 24 hours.
True.
But yeah.
I wish I could nap on demand. I cannot do that.
ASMR is my savior. Like, listening to some ASMR. If I sit in a dark room with some ASMR, I'm going to fall asleep.
So lucky.
Yeah. And alongside that question is, do you have any advice for someone without a YouTube channel who wants to start a readathon?
It doesn't even have to be a YouTube channel. Loads of people, I think, do it on their like blogs, but most likely in like Twitter. Just Twitter accounts is what they are. Or I think it would be a bit harder to do on Instagram, but like you kind of just need a Twitter account, and obviously you would need to find the people, but you could
Again, Readathon is entirely Twitter-based.
Yeah, you could ask people to help to spread the word or co-host or something. But you definitely don't need YouTube. I know there's like that, is it Dewey's or something, 24-hour readathon? That was the original 24-hour readathon. That is a blog, I think. It's not a YouTube channel as far as I know. I might be lying now, but that's...
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we definitely can do it.
Yeah, definitely manageable. Just shouting out readathons that are great fun.
Little Book Owl has a massive spreadsheet of all of the readathons. I am terrible at keeping it up, but like if you need the like info on what's happening, that's where you should probably go. I don't know anything in anyone unless it's Jade or Gav. That's about it. I'm just terrible at keeping up. That's because I'm not on Twitter. Like all my Twitter news come from Cody. If she doesn't mention something, I will never know, basically. But I'm still very happy with that decision because Twitter seems stressful to me.
Yeah, I still stand by the fact that losing my Twitter account, my first one, is the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
I think this is our last. Is this our last question on here?
Well, we're just on 2 hour mark, so good timing too.
Yep. What was the first video you ever made? That was asked a couple of times. First video we ever made. What made you start filming it and editing it? And I think for both of us, it was the newbie.
Yeah. It's a good way, easy way to introduce yourself.
Yeah. It is a good video to start with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything on Twitter. But yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Myth Taker's nearly here as well. Another readathon happening. Whoop whoop. Lots of readathons. I love a readathon, and a readathon's like also why I started TBR Pursuit, because I turned my monthly TBR into a mini readathon just for myself.
Those are the best ones.
For sure. Yeah, I think we're all caught up with the chat. I'm sorry if I missed anything. It jumped, so I just kind of gave up with like the mid section, I think. But yeah, 2 hours, 2 minutes. Good time to shut up.
Probably, yeah. My throat's like whenever, because I don't speak to people anymore as much. I feel like every time after the Friday, I'm like, my throat's sore. Like tired, not sore, but I'm just like, what is speaking?
After not speaking,
I have not been like blogging that much, so the only time I speak is during work calls. That's it.
Like, do you just not talk to Logan?
A little bit. We don't actually spend that much time together, which is I think why we're so happy together.
Same. Can't get under each other's skin if you spend most of your time doing your own thing.
I think it's so important during the lockdown to make sure you spend enough time in different rooms.
100%. Makes it sound like we don't care for our significant other.
No, that's because we care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Bye.
Great outro there. Bye.
I've forgotten how to speak.
Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Jumping, that's supposed to say jumping, from booktube to relationship advice. Yep. And then how not to end a video. Bye.
Oh, actually, yeah. Next time we're gonna have a chat about self-care.
Oh, yes, we actually have planned in advance what the next.
I mean, planned is a big word. That was the next generated number. Let's be real.
So therefore, the next one, yes, self-care next week on Friday You Cheese channel. Yay!
Friday.
All right.
Okay, well, I think that's it. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
we will see you next Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. See, I've got myself back now. Like I can speak now. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us. We hope you can take our advice with a pinch of salt. You know, not qualified. But yeah. Have a nice time on the internet. Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
That too. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.